everyone. Hope you are all doing well. I'm Shruti Banerjee and today I'm going to discuss the top 5 interview questions from the topic SQL, that is Structured Query Language. These questions are frequently being asked by the top companies during the interview. So let's begin. So our first question is, what is the difference between delete and truncate? The delete statement is used when we want to remove a particular row or some records from the table, whereas the truncate statement will delete the entire rows from the table. Delete is a DML command, where DML stands for Data Manipulation Language and truncate is a DDL command, where DDL stands for Data Definition Language. Truncate is faster than the delete statement. Moving to the second question. What are the different subsets of SQL? The various subsets of SQL are: number 1, DDL. It stands for Data Definition Language. It allows us to perform various operations on the database such as create, drop, alter, etc. Second, DML. It stands for the Data Manipulation Language. And the DML allows us to access and manipulate data. It helps us to insert, update and delete, also retrieve data from the database. Third, DCL. The DCL stands for Data Control Language. The DCL allows us to control access to the database. For example, grant, revoke, access permission. Lastly, number 4, TCL stands for Transaction Control Language. These commands are used to manage transaction in the database. These are mainly used to manage the changes made by the DML statement. For example, rollback. Moving to our third question. What do you mean by a table and a field in a SQL? A table is a collection of data organized in terms of row and columns. In the picture, you can see the example of a table and the name of the table is student. It is organized data in terms of row and columns. So what is a field? A table that has a specified number of columns are called fields. So in the table student, we can see there are 4 fields, namely student ID, name, address and marks. Moving to our fourth question. What is a primary key? This is a very common term that we hear in SQL. A primary key is a field in a table which uniquely identifies each record in the database table. That is, it's a combination of fields which uniquely specifies a row. So it is a special kind of unique key and it has implicit non-null constraint. A primary key cannot have a null value. And one more important thing about primary key is that a table can have only one primary key, which may consist of single or multiple fields. In the example, we see in this table, student ID is the primary key. That means with the help of this unique student ID, we can identify each and every student uniquely. Moving to our last question and the fifth one, what is a foreign key? This is another important thing in SQL that is related with the primary key. A foreign key is a table, or we can say it's a field in one table that can be related to the primary key in another table. The table with a foreign key is often called as a child table, and the table with the primary key is often called as a reference table. That means foreign key and primary key are both related to each other. The relationship needs to be created between these two tables by referencing foreign key with the primary key of another table. Here we can see an example. In this example, we see in the table there are 2 columns, course ID and the course name, where course ID is the primary key. And this course ID is the foreign key in another table that has got 4 columns: student ID, name, first name, last name and course ID. That means the one which is primary key in one table becomes the foreign key in another table. I hope these questions are helpful for you all. Thank you so much for watching the video.